Hey everybody, welcome back to Laptop Seniors. This is going to be a really short video. I just wanted to alert you to something. When I did the one about retiring early and doing all the math and everything, a lot of questions started to come in because of that. You know, what about this? What about this country? Well, you know, what do they charge? What is that? This, that, taxes, a whole bunch of other things. And really difficult to assess those because, you know, they're different everywhere. But one thing that sort of came up in the middle of that is that time is of the essence if you're thinking about doing this. When we went to Panama, we had been to Panama, you know, before and liked the country and all that sort of stuff. But during COVID, as you'll remember, a whole bunch of countries shut down their stuff and you couldn't move. You couldn't go from one country to another. You weren't allowed into countries like, say, Panama, unless you were a citizen or a resident there. So in other words, if you had a resident visa where it's like, hey, I live here, you could go. Otherwise, you couldn't go. I don't know how many of you watched Nomad Capitalist with Andrew Henderson. He's got a company that basically, you know, he's dealing mainly with high-end people, but he handles it like a law firm, even though they're not a law firm. He handles the taxes, their visas, citizenships, countries, passports, the whole deal. But he does an enormous amount of videos. I think he's got a couple thousand videos on YouTube where he goes through the really exact specifics of what's going on in different countries around the world because that's their business. They have to know. And I watch pretty much all of his videos because, you know, I'm interested in it and we have this channel and I've been interested in other countries and visas and passports and things like that my entire life. When you watch them, you start to get a feel for it. Countries are doing one of two things. They're either saying, we're just killing different kinds of visas and, you know, we're limiting. So they might have 10 visas and all of a sudden they're down to 4. And those 4 are not easy to get. Or, which a lot of them are doing too, they're looking and going, you know what? We had these visas. I'll give you an example, like Turkey. You get the permanent visa, you get citizenship and a whole bunch of other stuff for just buying something for $250,000. And Portugal had the golden visa and that was pretty low also. And then they go, well, whoo, man, we had a lot of people come in on this. We need to raise the price. In other words, what they're doing is they're looking at you. As a matter of fact, before I even finished that thought, I had somebody who wrote on the retirement video that I did, one of the things they pointed out was, you needed more than that median income that I had for Spain. If you actually want to get a visa in Spain, you needed more than that amount. And that's true, it's 100% true. I was just giving you, here's what an average family earns in these countries. You can live like an average person. But every year or even less, they just keep going higher and higher and higher. The amounts, if you want to go to Spain, they don't care about the average income. They're looking at you like a cash cow and they're going, you want to come here, you're going to pay more than one of our normal residents. And like in Spain, because I know, you know, some of the things that Spain does, because they have friends there, they don't give you like health insurance or anything. They force you to buy health insurance for your family. So you're paying a pretty decent ticket for health insurance. It's not free. It just keeps moving. So my point of just telling you this in the video, if you're on the edge of, maybe I'm thinking about it, I wonder if I should do it, I'll hold off, which is what we were actually doing until, you know, the COVID time. And then it was like, wait a minute, these countries are shutting down, things are changing, we better go get our, you know, our permanent visas now for Panama because ultimately that's where we wanted to go. Let's just get it done. I suggest that if you're on the edge, I suggest that you pick some countries and go get, you know, one of them now that you can pull off. So, you know, and who knows what it'll be next year or 2 years from now. Again, not to belabor this, you might want to start, you know, looking at changing things and moving on it now if you're thinking about it.